In the bottom right, as player 1, we have Zested playing Greenfinger. Up against Wulfar being played by Stargen up in the top left, player 2 side. So these two commanders definitely have their own strengths that they bring to this map. Greenfinger can do some really good plays with, like, he'll push and then he'll put a wall of vines up. And then he'll be basically on top of the opponent's stronghold, because like once you take this center position, you can just like really push in quite hard. Whereas Wulfar, his play is more about kind of snowballing. And this is the interesting opening adaptation we're seeing from people now. Is instead of grabbing this village here, they're just gonna heal and then grab it and challenge the sword really quite well. They're both going for that. It definitely has its strengths and its benefits. Or strengths and weaknesses, I should say. Where, because of this, you're going to have full health commanders. They're going to be up against these fronts. They're going to be able to smack villages for groove. Ooh, very interesting. Stargen decided to back off. Didn't want to risk fighting the commander. And on this side, we have Zested just being very aggressive, hitting the village and forcing Stargen to recap. Now the risk there is that you just have the commander like hit the sword, and then like if they take the village, the commander can just decap it or kill the sword, and then you have your own sword do some capturing and stuff. But because of this, Stargen is now a bit behind on economy. Ooh, they went for that hit there. I don't know how I feel about that. Because you're not going to give Wulfar Groove. That seemed like a pretty risky roll of the dice to try and get. And now Stargen once again is behind on income. Zested staying on 2.1k. That is a huge amount of gold. And the really interesting thing is they're not just blowing it all on like a dragon or double knight. They are buying the units that they feel like they actually need right now. Okay, and Stargen is like starting to make a bit of ground here, pushing in a bit. Zested's units are not really in the good place because he's been banking gold. He's mostly just swords and spears. Ooh, leaving spears in that balloon over. I don't know how I feel about that. You could have just left the spear back here in case like a push came in. But they have taken so much ground over on this top right. Mage Heal comes in. Wulfar sitting in the middle. Ooh, that's a good pick. Recognizes the Greenfinger's on his own. A nice after the heal at the start of next turn, like Greenfinger's gonna have about 90% health, so this softens him up a little bit. Forces this mage to come back. But I am very worried about Stargen's going to be able to do here, because he has to do something. Like, he's so far behind. Like, these two villages like need to be his again. Like, the spears will eventually do that, but it'll take a while. Ooh, good action coming in from the dogs. Gonna do a bit of damage. They will die. I guess the question is, does Stargen have units in position to punish this? Oh, and because of that huge swing to the right, Zested sees an opportunity to do damage up in top left. And ooh, there's even a night crit lined up on that stronghold, so Zested definitely putting a ton of pressure on. Actually, there's a night crit on this village as well, so he can do quite a lot here. Ooh, spears. Recapture one village. The dogs actually live? Okay. Very interesting.
Try and land on your
Alright,
feet.
and now Stargen's just gonna go in. He's gonna go for a kind of Hail Mary play. Does some damage. Hits the mage quite hard. I think the mage still has enough health to kill the harpy though. This I don't really like because the knight can just kill the mage. Oh, here we go. Suicide's coming in. Which has double, which... Oh no, wait, that just opens up a side. Alright, we got a... Not a suicide, but... Oh, it doesn't need to be. Knight comes in on the left-hand flank. And yeah, like a mage isn't going to block very much there, so... Alas. Stargen falls to Zested. Zested having a lead pretty much all game. Stargen just tries to go for like a kind of Hail Mary push, and it doesn't work out. So, congrats to Zested for taking the game.